let's talk about the WWE side of things. Now, Wednesday night is also NXT, but neither of us really watched it, and we kind of talked about why, but we want to bring that up on the show. Mm-hmm. Why don't you kick it off? You had the best way of putting it, Lenny.
Yeah, so I think NXT is a very good pro wrestling show. If I were to, give any criticism, it's unfortunately that the pandemic has hit NXT harder than it's hit any other promotion. NXT is where, and AEW may have been getting there, but again, the pandemic hit so early in that promotion's history that we honestly can't know until it comes back. Crowds can come back. But NXT, we have that proof of they are the crowd that gets chants over. They are the crowd that gets new characters a catchphrase, or they're the character that gets a new move set to go viral, or whatever that it thing is. Mm-hmm. The crowd, almost like ECW in the late 90s, gets the NXT to go from a 7 to a 9 or whatever that is on that scale.
In fact, even that, like, it sometimes has given, I think, WWE a false security in a character when they're like, they're doing great, let's bring them up, and they hit the main roster, and you lose that like built-in crowd backing, and the main roster goes, and the main roster crowds go, yeah, this is all right, and then they kind of wash out. I mean, Bo Dallas comes to mind.
Adam Rose.
Adam Rose comes to mind. Yeah, God, Adam Rose. Wow, what a story. That song was great.
So, but what we're going to kind of follow up with that point on is NXT is doing really good things. I enjoy Karrion Kross. I enjoy Finn Balor as champion. However,
Kyle O'Reilly getting extra spotlight is amazing.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly is an emerging star, but we even talked about this off air. If we were to put the pandemic era, if let's hypothetically say, the vaccine goes through and we can get crowds in 2 weeks, if you were to cap the pandemic era right now, the biggest star, even though Johnny Gargano was doing amazing things, and Justin, he is because you're friends with him, but Pat McAfee is the biggest emerging star, and he's not even a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, I would say, if I were to rank, like, all right, what was the pandemic era like for NXT? I would say, well, Pat McAfee was the shit. Kyle O'Reilly was pretty great. Johnny Gargano was doing some fun stuff. And I kind of watched AEW again.
Forget. Yeah, right. Yeah,
exactly. Like,
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong there. And I agree with it. Which is weird because out of the, like, Daly's Place, it doesn't count because they're allowed to be outdoors and have a thing. But, like, when you look at the Thunderdome versus this, you know what I mean? I like what they did at the Capitol Wrestling Center better than the Thunderdome. Like, I like the feel of that, and I wish like they could still find a way to incorporate, that kind of feel to it, even when they bring crowds back. Like, I hope the crowd's in kind of that like pit setting with. I don't even mind the video wall. If I for the life of me think when. Can't figure out if WWE, like, why they didn't already start this during the pandemic, but, like, I think afterwards they're gonna kind of do something like that where you can also be on the video board on screen for $1 a show, right? When you sign up to the WWE Thunderdome or whatever, right? Whatever they're gonna call it at that point, right? Like, you could still kind of incorporate it if you use that kind of setting again. So I think they tried, but it just didn't come across. Or didn't hit enough, I guess, maybe, because I like the feel of that. But you're right, the storylines are not all that deep and complex.
I agree. Yeah, the storylines are not anything of major note or interest, to be completely transparent. And I think the other thing that's missing with the NXT Capitol Wrestling Center is the crowd are other wrestlers trying to get their spot. And I love wrestling fans, right? And they're different than wrestlers trying to get to the next level. And so you're not going to get the same, hey, let's start this chant, guys, because, Colt Cabana is a lifelong wrestling fan. He could do that, and he was doing that early on in the pandemic for AEW. And same with the Gun Club. They handle that business for AEW. In WWE, it's like, well, I was a former, 3-time All-American at Florida State. This is my next opportunity. I don't know what fucking chant you want to hear. go baby face. Like, I'm just learning the fucking term. Like, they're not gonna give you the same response.
Right. They're
that
the ones
the
going,
fans
come
are gonna
on.
be. Yeah, or just
get up.
or just banging around, like, this is what we do. And it's like, man, that's not it,
Right.
I will say I did see that former Impact tag team champs, the Rascals, did make their debut on NXT. I do love their finisher, so that was good. But yeah, again, I didn't see too much.
What do they call them?
Some initials like MSK or MZW or I don't know. Something stupid.